How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Well, it's fall time here in eastern Iowa. That means a couple things. One, it's going to get cold. It's going to get cold soon. Also, when it gets cold, we get leaves that fall off the tree and all that fun jazz that comes with fall time that we need to clean up, or well, I choose to clean up, some of you may not. I've had this for about 2 years now, and I thought I would take some time and show you the different aspects of this shredder vac, leaf blower, whatever you want to call it, and kind of go through some of the different items on it. We will do some blowing of leaves, we'll do some vacuuming of leaves, and I'll just kind of show you how the whole system works. So stick around and we'll get to it right after this. So to get started, this is the Stihl SH86CE. So this is the, I would say, top of the line shredder vac that you can buy that's a handheld. This thing does have the Easy Start technology. What the Easy Start does is on the first pull, it really gets you past that initial start on the engine. It makes it easier to pull. It significantly reduces the necessary force to start the engine. This model also has the Easy Soft Grip handle on top here. It's a whole lot better than nothing. I wouldn't say it's super soft, but it is something better to hold on to. And you can kind of see as I move this around, it does have a little bit of, has a anti-vibration system built into it. So basically the handle and the rest of the body of this is separated from the engine. So when you're blowing, it's not putting all the vibration from the engine back into your arm, which is really nice, and it's a good added feature. This also has a trigger lock. So on top here, this is, if you push down, will stop the engine. If you push up, it moves the trigger with it and will lock it in place. So you can run open full throttle with no finger on the trigger, or you can go half throttle. Like I said, if you lock back to there, you can use the trigger as is and then push down to stop. This does come with a shoulder strap, which is on the bag. So when you're using it in the shredder vac mode, it makes it easier to use. It's very handy. And like I mentioned before, having this button up here makes it really a one-hand use. So you can control it, shut it off, all with one hand. The choke here on the side, you just put it into choke, and it locks the trigger with the choke on. And once you get it started, you can depress the trigger and it shuts the choke off, which is really handy and nice to have. On top here, there is a primer bolt for your fuel. Usually on this specific blower, I've had good luck in priming it 2, 3, 4 times, and almost always it will pull on the third or fourth pull. And then it's never left me stranded so far, and it's been a really great leaf blower, or a shredder vac, whatever you want to call it. This does have the HD2 air filter, and I'll get you in there closer, but it's in here. It is a nice, high quality air filter, not like the crappy little foam ones that come in a lot of them. It is a washable filter that gives you a long life, so you can take it out, clean it out, and keep using it, and overall really does a better job of protecting the engine in the long term, especially when you're blowing around dusty stuff, grass, if you're shredding up things like leaves so it's not getting sucked in the engine and ruining the engine. Also to mention, this is built in the USA. Obviously built with worldwide and domestic parts, but it's nice to know that these are built here in the good old US of A, which is a big plus to me. So aside from those features, obviously it does run two-stroke fuel, so your oil's mixed in with the gas there. I always use regular unleaded with no ethanol in it. I think it allows up to 10%, but I try to shy away with that if possible. It does come with the regular blower nozzle, which is just your open end round piece. And it does have what's called a fan nozzle, which narrows down your airstream and actually increases the velocity of the air if you're trying to blow more difficult things around or in such like that, like acorns, rocks, whatever. I use mine primarily. I use it after every mowing. I blow everything off, get all the grass cleaned off, but it also works well at blowing gravel off the concrete part of the driveway. And this high speed fan nozzle also does a good job of getting the leaves and debris out of the rock around our house. I use them about 50-50, but they're both good attachments. Now on top of those, it also comes with this elbow that when you're using the shredder vac, attaches into here, and I'll show you how that works. And then you have your pickup tube, which goes onto the fan, and then your mulch bag for where the leaves go. This is a 27.2 cc engine. It's a relatively well-powered unit, and I haven't had any issues with power thus far, which is a good plus. Total, it weighs 12.3 pounds, which is, it's not overly heavy, but I know obviously if you're getting, for super long durations of using it, that's where, you know, backpack blowers come in handy and stuff like that, which obviously those have limitations as well. And they aren't necessarily as a cheaper price point. They do give this a force rating of 15 newtons, which is how much force it's throwing out the end of the nozzle for your airflow, with a max velocity of 170 miles an hour using the fan nozzle, but on average it'll do about 141 miles an hour, which it does do a really good job at blowing the stuff around. You'll see as it just really is no match. You know, leaves are light, but does a really great job. And like I said before, I haven't had any issues with anything, and it's always worked great. One thing that it's really interesting is when you're using the shredder vac attachment, it'll suck the sticks right up out of the leaves and everything, and will actually mulch some sticks as well. And I'll show you on here on the fan blade, there is a mulching blade as well. The bag does hold 1.5 cubic feet of material, which equates to about 1.2 bushels. So it holds quite a bit. I wouldn't say it's a massive amount. Maybe the bag could be a little bit bigger. But for most people using, I think the vac part of it, it's gonna be more than sufficient, especially if you're doing a smaller yard. A lot of my stuff I'll blow into a big pile and then move somewhere else and burn in place after the kids are done playing with it, of course. And I would say that kids, I guess for kids, you know, why we even need to buy toys, because between diaper boxes, they make airplanes out of, or a pile of leaves, that's their two favorite toys. So I don't know why we even buy anything else for the kids, but hey, whatever makes them happy. So let's go ahead and take a look at a little more detail at some of the stuff up close, and then we'll go outside and get to work with it, and I'll show you how well it works. Like always, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, if you feel inclined, hit that subscribe button and follow along. I appreciate the viewership, helping to grow the channel here. And my mission in this channel is to help you guys make more informed decisions before you buy things, and maybe give yourself a little more confidence to make sure that you're making the right decision for yourself. All right, let's take a little bit closer look here. Keep in mind it's a little dirty. I did obviously try to keep stuff clean, but it's been used and it is no longer a brand new unit. Like I said here, obviously you got your pull start. On here, you have your choke. You'll see, you know, full choke, half choke, choke off. So, like I said, when you put this on here and you go up here and hit the trigger, you see, watch what happens. It kicks back off, right? It's kind of neat. In here is your adjustment screws. If you need to adjust the carburetor. Haven't had to touch it yet, so hopefully let's keep it that way. Down here is your priming bulb. That's nice. Under here is your spark plug. If you need to get to it, this pulls up and you can pull your spark plug out. Here, like I said, if you push this up, it pulls the handle up and puts it into a throttle control where you can set the cruise control, so you don't have to hold this down. And then when you're done, you can push it down to throttle it down if you want to go slower, or all the way back there, you'll hear a click. Listen. Hear a click. If you push down, it will kill the engine. All right. You can run up to 10% ethanol in these engines, but I try to keep ethanol out of all small engines in general, even though they say it's rated for it. Here, we've got the air filter. Like I said, you'll spin this screw out, and underneath this, on this specific model, you're gonna find a pretty high quality air filter. Like I mentioned here at the beginning, it is a washable filter, and you'll see there, it's pretty nice, the HD2 filter. Yeah. So you just pop her out like that. And if you got to clean it out, you'll clean it out following their instructions. And you can just reinstall it. So I really like that. That's a super, super nice benefit. Obviously, keeping your engine clean of crap is the best way to keep it running a long time. You don't want to get that carburetor full of stuff or get debris in the engine. It's just going to cause you headaches in the future. So it's nice to see that on the more premium models, they're adding in some of that stuff there. So let's go ahead and tighten her back down. Over on this side, you'll have the where it sucks air in, or in the other case where it will shred, right? If you're hooking up for the shredder vac piece. So all you have to do, I can get a screwdriver and get you in there in a minute. But you open this up and then this piece slides onto it that you put in there. So now you can kind of see here before, on the side here, you see the gap, because that's for the suspension. So the engine can kind of do its thing inside of there, so it's not putting the load on you. You see if you wiggle it, it kind of wiggles from the spring-loaded suspension. Really nice. When you're using it in the shredder vac, there's a handle here, so you've got two handles for holding in your hands, and then you'll have the bag shooting out the back, and we'll go over that here in a little more detail. And on the front here, you see the exhaust, which points out and away from you. It says it runs at 70 decibels. which is measured at 50 feet per the ANSI requirements. So it kind of tells you how loud it is so far away. It's like anything else, it's a 2-cycle, it's not the quietest thing in the world, so air protection is recommended. You do just get in here and you push on this orange tab inside and it will pop open just like that. So this wheel is plastic inside here, but these are metal, the mulching wheels. So obviously I'm guessing that the black piece, if something were to happen to it, is replaceable if a rock got in there. But so far, no issues on my end. I don't use it a ton as a shredder vac, obviously, because that's seasonal. And a majority of the time I spend it, I'm using one of these other nozzles to blow grass off and such like that. So let's go ahead and put this into the shredder vac configuration and we'll go try it out. And then we will do some videos here with the 2 other nozzles to show you the difference in airflow and how well they work. So stick around, guys. All right, let's go ahead and convert this to the shredder vac mode. You'll need one tool for this. That is a flat screwdriver. This system isn't the most perfect thing in the world, but it is a whole lot better than nothing. Once you do it a couple times, I think you'll be fine with it, but keep in mind it can be a little cumbersome. So to do it, inside here, you push down a little gray tab, and then you'll twist it. Once you get started, you can just twist this piece, and it loosens up. There's an unlock and a lock button on here, and once you do that, this will just pop off. There are arrows you line up, so watch for the arrows. The arrows are how you do this and how you line things up. So from there, this piece with the elbow will go on there. There is a arrow here, you'll line those up. But first I want to show you this bag. To put the bag on and off, you just loosen up this strap and then it goes over top the end. And then you can take it back on and off that way if you want to for emptying it or whatever you want to do. And then tighten it, you just pull her tight and it clamps down. So once you put this on, make sure you got that lined up. Like I said, those 2 arrows. And then you can line the unlocked feature up. So line that up on top of there. And then you just turn this and rotate it. Sorry, going the wrong way. You turn this and rotate it clockwise to lock it in place. So that's done. The next part here is a little bit more pain in the butt. You put your screwdriver in here and turn in towards the orange piece, push in, and this will open. This is spring loaded, so it will slide back on itself. And now what we got to do is put this on there. And like I said before, this isn't the most user-friendly system, I would say. Once you get used to it, it's not so bad. Here again, lining up those arrows. You'll kind of see how the plastic goes together, just like that. I'll get you over here a little better to see. There are pictures on here that just show you what to do. Then you push this on there, and then you turn it clockwise, and it will screw down in. It's much easier with 2 people to do this, but it's really not a 2-person. Shouldn't be 2-person, but it takes. If you're trying to do it the first time by yourself, you're going to cuss and throw things. But you just turn it, you'll hear it kind of ratchet down itself and lock, and it's on like that. What you'll do now, you put this on your shoulder, however you want to use it, pick it up, and then you're ready to go. Keep in mind this will suck up things from small rocks to twigs. Like I said here again, wearing ear protection and glasses is a good idea in this situation. So once you get it on, however you really want to run it, that's up to you. I usually do this type situation and suck them up and then empty the bag out. But it's easy to just take it off and carry it around like so. It's really nice and overall light unit. So let's go get outside and we'll give it a go. All right, let's go ahead and get it started up. They say you put it on the ground, but I don't. I can start it standing up. So put it in choke, time it a couple times. This is from a cold start today. It's about 50 degrees out. And then give it a pull. Make sure you zip the bag shut. high pitch, it's full. Obviously, as you can tell, this is a decent sized pile of leaves I blew together. But this is going to take you quite a little while if you're trying to mulch it all into a bag. It is doable. It does take some time. The first year I tried mulching it all, and it took forever, so I ended up just breaking into a pile, blowing into a pile, and then burning it all. So it does work really well. So to empty it, really all you do is take it off. What I usually do is I just loosen this up and pull the chute out. Just easier that way. And then I'll go dump it. On the back side here, there is a zipper. You open. I'm going to take a little gander in here, but you can see it really shreds it up into really fine mulching type stuff there. So you mulch your garden or whatever with. It does do an extremely good job at that. So I've also used this to suck up some dead grass for mulching in the yard as well. Here again, you're going to have about this much at a time. Like I said, 1.2 bushel is what it says. So it's going to take you a little bit of time to get it all done, but we'll do the job. So, all right, so we're done using the shredder vac. We're going to go ahead and convert back to the regular. Like I said before, you'll twist this back counterclockwise. You'll get to a stop. You'll push down on the tab a little bit. It will disengage that, and you can turn it off the rest of the way. This pulls out. See how that closes automatically? Don't have to worry about that. That also makes this kind of pain to put on. I do store all these items inside the bag when I'm not using them. Leave the end open, and then I hang it by the strap like this. So same with this top piece. You'll turn it back as far as you can, which just doesn't move, and then you push down on the piece inside there with the screwdriver, and it should rotate back to the unlocked position, and you can just pull it straight off like that. That's how easy it is. I'm making that look a little easier than it is. I mean, it isn't that difficult, but I did honestly struggle with it the first time I used it. And then vice versa, put this back on, you line the arrows up. Remember, arrows, arrows, arrows. Arrows on top there, push it together, push it inside there, and you turn clockwise to lock it in place. And for me, I'm using the regular open nozzle right now. So that's what I want to use. You just line up the two round pieces, push it together. There you go. And like that. Back to the side, and it's locked in place, ready to go. So. Show you out here how this stop works. Just push up on it. Push down, you see the lever coming down. So you have to hold the trigger. Shut it off, push down, kills it. Gives you the idea. Let's go ahead and switch it out. We will get the other nozzle for the end of this. Pretty simple. All you got to do is twist the end, and it pulls right off like that. And you put this other nozzle on. Same thing, you line it up on the end here. You can see inside there, there's some stuff for the line it up, push it down in, and twist. Sorry, I have it upside down. push it down on, and you twist. It's locked in place, just like that. So let's summarize on this bad boy. I'll give you guys 3 things I like about it and 3 things I don't like about it. And then I'd give you my recommendation on this, whether I would buy it again or not. Number 1 is I like its flexibility. I like the fact that you can go from a shredder to a regular blower, and it does a good job at both of those. Number 2, I like how it has the anti-vibration handle built into it. It doesn't seem like something that would really have a lot of impact, but if you've used one without, you'll quickly notice a difference in how after you ran it for some time, how your arm's not shaking when you're done, or it's a lot more comfortable to use in use. And number 3, I'm just going to say the overall performance of it. What I mean by that is I've never had a problem with it starting. Like I said, it's just over 2 years old now. Cleaned the air filter a couple times. But basically just add fuel to it, prime it a couple times, and it's never more than 4 full pulls, and it starts right off. So I'm really happy with the unit as far as that's concerned. What I don't like about it, well, the first thing I don't like about it is I really wish they had a better mechanism for attaching and removing the different attachments for it. Like I said, once you understand what you have to do and get a hold of it, it's not that big a deal, but it's very frustrating the first time you go through it. Second thing I don't like about it is the bag attachment. Like I said, it's like 1.2 bushel. It could be a little bit bigger. Like I said, for most people, it's probably going to be more than sufficient. But if you've got a ton of leaves and you're intending on mulching all of them, just keep in mind it's going to take you a little while to complete that. And really, number 3, and this is just kind of me being, I guess, I don't know, critical in the situation, but I would really like to see it have a little bit bigger fuel tank. It does go a little while with it on there. I never really timed how long it lasts, but it seems like once you're running at full throttle, it doesn't last as long as it could. But here again, that's catch-22 on that. You add more fuel, you add more weight, and that's about how it goes. Like I said, that's just minor, not a huge deal to stop and fill it up. But overall, I'm extremely happy with my purchase. I think it was right around $290 before taxes when I bought it. Obviously, it's going to vary a little bit depending on location and dealer. But when I bought this, I bought the extras. I bought the Stihl oil, the 6-pack with it, so it came with an extended warranty for the motor, which is nice, and it's always good to run. I like to run the stuff that's designed for it, I guess you would say. Other than that, I would recommend this to anybody who's looking for a handheld blower. And wanting to do some shredding or vacuuming on the side. I do think this is a good step up over the 56 series. Here again, that's something you're going to want to look into, but there's a lot of better premium features in this little package for the money there. If you're using it occasionally just to blow your sidewalk off or driveway, maybe the 56 will be good for you. But if you plan on doing any type of long run stuff, or spending any type of time using one, then I think you would be happy with the upgrade. So here again, I'd recommend it. I've had nothing but luck with Stihl products, and I've got several of them. So thanks for stopping in today, guys. I hope you guys found the video informative, and it helps you make some better decisions here in the future. These things are a little bit of an investment, so obviously you want to make the best purchasing decision for you and your family. And I really do think the Stihl SH86C is a great unit, and I think you'd be happy with it. You know, there is some benefits to having a backpack blower, but I like the flexibility of having this if I want to do some vacuuming, shredder vacuuming, and also being able to blow. So 90% of the time I'm using it as a blower, but it has a very good capability here if you wanted to shred some leaves or anything else in the yard, for that matter. So thanks for sticking around as usual. Give me a thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. And until next time, this is Kyle signing out.